Still searching for answers. The family of slain Baltimore City detective Sean Suter says they've been forgotten about as they open up the WJZ in an exclusive interview.
It has been nearly 18 months since the death of Detective Suter. Some say he was gunned down in West Baltimore. Others, though, think it was suicide. And while city police are still conducting their investigation, an independent review board, they suggest Suter killed himself. But his family, they've refused to believe that, now pointing the finger elsewhere and growing frustrated while holding on to hope for justice.
For Nicole Suter, 17 months seems like just yesterday.
It was hard. I didn't know how we was going to survive, how we was going to make it without Sean.
But what feels like an eternity is waiting for answers.
We've been pushed to the side. It's still an open investigation and we're not getting no updates.
November 15th, 2017, Baltimore City Detective Sean Suter is investigating a triple murder case in the Harlem Park neighborhood. Grainy video from that day shows Suter pacing back and forth before darting into an abandoned lot. Police say that's when Suter got into a violent struggle with a suspect, who then took Suter's own service weapon and shot and killed him.
We actually thought that by the time we left that hospital, they was going to have someone in custody.
But the case has been nothing but controversial since. No suspect was ever identified despite an intense manhunt that included an FBI reward of more than $200,000. Then news broke that Suter was set to testify the very next day after he was killed. Before a federal grand jury investigating corruption with Baltimore's gun trace task force, some members of that unit have already pled guilty. Evidence and leads so murky, an independent review board full of policing experts were brought in to shed light on exactly what happened to Suter, an investigation that seemed to be going nowhere. That panel says evidence points to a theory some have long believed. The 18-year veteran took his own life in that alley.
It's the facts that we found and that we discovered that brought us to this conclusion.
A theory Nicole Suter has no time for.
I just said that was bull. That went in one ear and out the other, to be honest.
In a department littered with scandals over the years, Nicole says suicide is easy and convenient.
Is there any part of you at all that thinks Sean would take his own life?
Absolutely not. None. He didn't have a reason to.
Ignoring what she says could be the obvious.
I just feel like it was an inside job. That's what I feel like.
Everything that's on the table for you, that's your number one option?
Yes. It is. At this point, it is. Even if they find out it was someone in the police department, they're never going to say it.
Her children agree.
It's just too much of a coincidence that it happened the day before he was due to testify.
While the opinion of the review board has dominated headlines, the family says the panel overlooked crucial evidence, considering they were never even interviewed.
The credibility of that report, just from that fact of not coming to the family, falls on the wayside.
Adding the father of 5 showed no signs of distress.
And if they had, they would have known that my dad was he was happy, he was upbeat, no reason to take his own life.
Nicole says she even spoke to her husband 1 hour before he died.
I just got off the phone with Sean, laughing. We was just laughing and joking. We just came, my son just had a wedding.
Nearly a year and a half later, the Suter family is anxiously waiting on Baltimore City Police to complete their open investigation, a department that's dealt with sweeping changes at the top, and one Nicole claims has not reached out to her.
Seems like an eternity. We expected, especially with a reward so high, we expected something.
An 18-year legacy of serving and protecting Baltimore City, tarnished by swirling questions and rumors surrounding his death.
He gave the city better than what they're giving us. He's solved murders and things like that, and I feel like they owe it to us.
Nicole says a family that's had their hearts shattered in every way deserves more.
Sean deserves better. He gave them 18 years of his life.
And we reached out to Baltimore City Police for comment. They released a statement saying, in part, the Suter case remains an open homicide investigation, but at this time, there are simply no new leads to pursue. Other than Detective Suter's family, nobody wants this case solved more than members of the Baltimore Police Department.